Well, hello. Welcome again to the 2012fad.com. I will be your host for this evening, and my name is Charlie Bluehawk. Last night, we talked about never use magic and how you can never really tell what happens when you cast a magic spell or use a massively powerful microwave transmitter to cause an earthquake just so you can destroy an entire nation, say Japan, just because you can. Just because you want to. Not just to control it, but to crush it, to crush the spirit of a proud people and make them your slaves. Basically because you're insane. Or you're so alien to what normal human beings, such as you and I, would think, that we can't even communicate. And sadly, I don't think we ever will. I don't blame the government of Japan for capitulating a year ago in 2010 when the first weapon was used against him. The first earthquake was aimed specifically at a nuclear reactor. The Japanese people, the Japanese government surrendered. I'd say being attacked with an earthquake would get most people's attention. But to attack the same country again that had already surrendered is the act of cowards and monsters. And that's what our masters are. Or again, they're so alien in their outlook of life that we just can't communicate with them. There will never be a meeting of the minds between us and our masters. So tonight, I thought we would chat about tell the truth, waste your time, and how we as a people have lost the battle for our future. Because without the truth, you have no foundation for a future. I know this from way too many personal experiences, personal and business. Part of my job for the last 25 years, the critical part, as a corporate consultant on 3 continents with really, really big corporations, really big companies, really big governments, is to separate fact from fantasy. It is a fact that most CEOs, most vice presidents, have no idea of how their companies actually run, haven't a clue. They have no idea what many of their people do during the day, and that's okay. They're CEOs. They need to make the big overall decisions. That's why they have big plans. Problem is, all those big plans are based on a fantasy they have in their own minds as to what has been going on inside of their own companies. The fantasy of what their employees know. The fantasy of what their employees do during the day. My job as a consultant, corporate consultant, business consultant, is to go into corporations and find out what the truth really is. I then, as gently as I can, present reality to corporate management, but I always provide a solution at the same time. It helps to ease the shock, and that's what my job is. Take you from fantasy to reality, figure out what the reality is, figure out what you really want for your goal, and then map a course of action to get you to that goal. We have little, milestones. You need to do this at this point and this at that point. You need certain people working. These are their roles. These are their responsibilities. And this is the authority they have to carry all that stuff out. Here is what we call a project plan. That's my job. The problem that CEOs and vice presidents and boards of directors have is that they've been lied to by their managers. That's just plain old fact. Can't do anything about that. And so, in finding the truth, I make enemies because the managers hate me because I'm, telling the truth. I don't want their job. I don't want them fired. I'm just trying to find what the truth is, which is, of course, why I prefer to be an outside consultant. It allows me to tell the truth, get to the bottom of the problem, solve the problem, and leave. All without worrying about, revenge and, will I get a raise this year or anything. I'm talking to them the same way I'm chatting with you now. I'm trying to get to the bottom of the problem and to solve it. I can't, of course. I have no support at all. It's nice of you to stop by and chat with me, but frankly, bluntly, you and I are nothing. We can solve nothing. We can accomplish only one thing. Build the village and die. And in the village, we will hide until the war is over, either the war between the planets, the dead brown dwarf star and its 3 planets, versus our sun and our little Earth. Oh, we lose, by the way. But in losing, those few of us that are left on the surface will inherit a brand new, freshly cleaned and pressed planet, filled with lots of oxygen, a growing magnetic field, and we'll get a fresh start. Everybody else, well, you'll either be a smart master trapped in your megacities under the surface of the Earth. You might be custom designed, genetically altered humans in starships 5,000 years ahead of what you and I know of technology. You could be genetically engineered humans trapped off-world going through stargates that are so old no one actually knows where they came from. And that's where they got the TV show from. In either case, you're worshiping your gods, our masters. Why? Because you've been genetically tailored to do so for several generations now. So, what do you get when you tell someone the truth? A truth they already know but don't want to know. You get anger. You get rage. You get hatred. In extreme cases, New Zealand comes to mind, you get gibbering madness, hysterical rage. Because while these people can lie to themselves, they can get through the day. And frankly, they don't care who they hurt. But when you or I even mention, even by accident, what the truth really is, you've made an enemy for life. Which is why, after 40 years of talking to people about the event, our masters, I've given up. I frankly am tired of being hated. I talk to you for only one reason. Well, two. One, I'm trying to find money for the village. Two, I really do hope you find a way for yourself. An answer that works for you. And you really need to know, those of you who are actually listening, that you are not crazy. Yes, you really did see what you saw. Yes, that really happened. And no, you're not wrong. I don't know if it will help you at all, but I'll keep trying for as long as I can to chat with you every night. And maybe we can find an answer together. And good luck to us all. For all of us here at the 2012fad.com, this has been Charlie Bluehawk, wishing you a really good day and reminding you, please, keep that one good thought. The 2012 Fad is brought to you by Coffee and Blood, Love Letters Between the Dead, a series of 5 erotica horror novels about a fallen angel finding his way back to regain his own soul, and how the CIA war against the human race, their black magic, captures and traps him in the body of a mind-controlled slave designed to hunt down and to kill their god, their Satan.